Hi, I'm Andre, I'm a black nerd, and I've got a bad feeling about this. Nerd Rants! Thank you everyone who watched my worst of 2015 rant. It was very therapeutic. But there was one topic in that rant that got me so riled up, I felt it deserved a rant on its own, and of course I'm talking about Star Wars The Force Awakens. It was an entertaining movie, critics liked it, Star Wars fans approved of it, and is on track to being one of the most financially successful films of all time. So of course that means now it's time to hate it. Yes, it never fails that when a nerdy franchise gets to the level of popularity amongst the mainstream audience, you always gotta have those hardcore, real fans come out of their holes to prove to everybody that it's actually not good so they can show how much of a true fan they are, that everyone else is stupid. This happened with the Avengers, this happened with the Nolan Batman films, it happened with Man of Steel in reverse, and now it's happening in Star Wars.
This is just a new hope. Kylo Ren can't fight. Finn shouldn't be able to use a lightsaber. Rey is too powerful.
This is Star Wars, a movie in space. We have ships going at hyperspeed. We have dudes dressed up as trash cans shooting laser rays like they're a freaking G.I. Joe cartoon, being beaten by a giant hairy carpet. Why are you taking this shit so seriously? It's a fucking fantasy film. Why are you upset that your fantasy film has fantasy in it?
Rey's a Mary Sue. I never heard of a Mary Sue before until like a week ago, but gosh darn it, I'm gonna keep saying it.
The only people that are allowed to use the term Mary Sue are women named Mary Sue, the website The Mary Sue, or if you are lucky enough to have a three-way with two women, one of the women being named Mary and the other woman being named Sue. Oh, Mary Sue, you're just too good. You can't do any wrong. You are not failing at all right now. You are so powerful. Oh, Mary Sue. If you hate Star Wars The Force Awakens, that's totally fine. But why are you making such a valiant effort to be like, everyone has to have my opinion about this? Why do people do this so hard? Do you win a prize for this? Disney is not gonna take the movie away because you hate it. George Lucas is not gonna give you a phone call and invite you to Skywalker Ranch just because you're the one dude that's running around on YouTube or blogs and websites talking about how everyone's wrong for liking this movie. You just don't need to be a campaign crusader about this. What are you, a Star Wars Justice Warrior? An SWJW? I'm not a huge fan of Man of Steel. I have problems with it, but if you like Man of Steel, then kudos for you. That's great. I don't have any personal vendetta to go out there and prove that you are wrong. That's my opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. We done. If you did not like Star Wars The Force Awakens and you have valid bullet points for not liking it, I totally respect you. And there's probably a lot of things I will agree with you on. But I gotta call it like I see it. That is not what's happening here. You don't have people who are just like, oh, I didn't like this film. You have people who are adamant about trying to prove that they are right about not liking this film. When you see a headline on a blog or a website that's just like, let's face it, Star Wars The Force Awakens stinks and here's why. Or the people that make fun of Star Wars fans because
you don't get it. You think it's stupid. You nerds.
You're trying to get people to click over to you because you know that most people like something, and therefore if you say you hate it, you're either gonna have those few people coming out going, yes, I agree with you, the real fans, we are the ones that are right. Or you're gonna have people who love it coming in and talking about how stupid you are. So you can get that clickbait views, I ain't stupid. Or you have a bunch of people who didn't go see the movie, read a bunch of comments about not liking it, going to watch it with that already in their brain, and then coming back and basically regurgitating the information they got from somebody else as their own opinion. Or writing multi-paragraph comments on every single article that says something good about the movie about how you hate it. Okay, we gotcha. Or telling people you're not a real fan if you like this movie. Okay, first off, what is a real fan? And second off, who made you judge, jury, and executioner of what a real fan is? I see a lot of people complaining about this movie not giving enough for them. They're comparing one movie to an entire trilogy of movies. Did I put all my numbers right? Entire trilogy of movies. I feel like I put 4 fingers up. I got confused there for a second. So you don't know all the answers after watching The Force Awakens. Did you know all the answers about Star Wars stuff after watching the first Star Wars? Darth Vader being Luke's father? That was in Empire Strikes Back. Luke and Leia being brother and sister? That was in Return of the Jedi. Anakin turned to the dark side. It took 3 prequel films to make that happen. Did I put up 3 fingers? I just want to make sure. We know episode 8's coming in a couple years. It's a setup for future movies. As long as it's an entertaining setup for future movies, unlike like like Aragon or something, but that is what it is. Just like Age of Ultron was, just like Civil War is gonna be, just like Batman v Superman is gonna be. They're gonna give you a story for that film, and then they're gonna pop in these little Easter eggs or have some unanswered questions that they can save for future films. You know this. But the biggest issue, the biggest thing that I think is the reason why so many people, particularly the hardcore Star Wars fans, have a problem with this movie, because their personal fandom deserves more than what the movie gave them. It's not the movie that they wanted. Since 1983, since episode 6 was done, people have had a vision in their brains of what they thought a true episode 7 movie was supposed to be like. It either came from their own personal thoughts and theories, it came from things they read in the expanded universe, it came from conversations that they had with other Star Wars fans at comic book stores or conventions. Through all that information, through all that knowledge, there was a sort of a plan already in place in their mind. This is what I want to see with episode 7. Some fans wanted a continuation of the legacy they have followed for so many years, including the dark times. This movie is not a congratulations for being a fan for so long film, it's more of a how do we reignite this franchise and make it popular again film. That's just life, man. You just gotta deal with that. Just like everybody was getting mad at me about my complaints about the Ninja Turtles movie, I even said myself, that wasn't for me. That was for the people nowadays. That wasn't for the person that's grown up with the Ninja Turtles since the 80s. And that's what this is. Deal with it. Oh, but you're new to the franchise. That's why you like this. If you liked the franchise from years ago, you wouldn't be this way. Oh, boo-hoo. Someone new likes your precious little franchise. Enjoy the thing that you've enjoyed for so many years. And that's not fair that they get to start today and not start when you started. I apologize. I didn't realize that we were all supposed to be born in 1977 and go see this film when it first came out. You know what some of these people are like? Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is this dude that has seen the legacy of the story, feels like he should be able to continue it the way he wants to continue it, and when it doesn't go the way he wants it to go, he has a huge hissy fit with his toy lightsaber in his room. I think Kylo Ren may be the metaphor of angry Star Wars fanboys. Your 10, 20, or 30-year-old history of loving the thing that you love, it doesn't go away. It doesn't change anything about your own personal experience with that franchise just because some youngster is wearing your franchise on a t-shirt that they got at Hot Topic. And for the record, Old Navy and Target have better shirts, just saying. If you're a longtime fan of Star Wars, you are an awesome, intelligent human being who has connected themselves to a franchise and knows so much about it that you can preach its gospel to others. That makes you awesome. That makes you amazing. You are a proud, certified nerd, geek, dweeb, dork, whatever you want to call yourself, fanboy, and I love it. Congratulations to you. I honor you and respect you. But just because a casual comes in and plays around in your little playground, don't mean you gotta be a dick about it. Stop acting like businesses and franchises are your friends. They are not. If you have a love for that fandom, that does not mean that that fandom owes you something in return. Let it go, because new people like Star Wars. We don't care what your comments say. I like the movie anyway. But this gives more pressure to episode 8. Now that's the only thing I will say is that episode 8, man, you gotta bring it now, because if you end up being a rehash of Empire Strikes Back, then we're gonna have some problems. So good luck. So before you write your 15-paragraph argument of why The Force Awakens is bad in my comments, just realize that I have the feelings that I have, just like you're allowed to have the feelings that you have. And let's also remember, it could have been much worse. Ugh. It's so crazy I even have to defend this thing. I mean, I like this movie, but come on, guys. I mean, it's not the movie of the year for me. That obviously goes to the Peanuts movie. Now that's a movie kept it traditional with nostalgia as well as bringing you something new. So there you go, movie of the year. And I am done. I don't want to talk about this thing no more. It's 2016, the movie came out last year. Let's save all this fanboy anger where it truly belongs when Batman v Superman and Ghostbusters comes out this year. Cause that's when the shit's gonna hit the fan. I love it like a play cause I'm out of 5,000 chain shop. Yeah. You really think Disney was gonna spend millions of dollars on Lucasfilm and not give you Star Wars movie? What you think they're gonna do? Reboot Howard the Duck? What the f? And if you're an Indiana Jones fan, I'm just saying, your time is coming. What's up, Raiders of the Lost Ark? How you doing? You don't sit comfortably. No, sit down. Have yourself a little Mickey Mouse cookie. We'll talk soon.